Welcome back, everyone. We're diving deep today. Deep into, you guessed it, Revelation Book 1.
Sounds mysterious already.
It is. It is. This is no ordinary book, though. We're talking about revelations received by, wait for it, Joseph Smith himself.
Wow, so we're going way back to the beginning here.
Oh.
To the very foundation of...
You got it, the Latter-day Saint movement.
Okay, so like early days,
Yeah.
Early doctrine, early practices.
All of that. This is like a first-hand look, a window, you could say, into how it all began. But before we get to all that...
Yeah, we need some context.
Right, we need to talk about the Doctrine and Covenants.
Right, because a lot of people who might be listening, they probably know that book. It's like a collection of...
Revelations that Latter-day Saints consider scripture.
Scripture, yeah. And what makes Revelation Book 1 so cool is, well, it's got some of those, like the early version.
Like the rough drafts, almost.
Yeah, exactly. So we can see how those texts, like, evolved over time.
I love that, the evolution. All right, so let's rewind. Where and when does this Revelation Book 1 even come into being?
So less than a year after the Church of Christ was founded, we're talking April 1830, church is founded, and then boom.
Boom, Revelation Book 1.
Well, maybe not boom, but sometime around March 1831, probably Ohio.
Ohio, okay. And who's the scribe here?
A man by the name of John Whitmer.
Okay, I know that name.
You should. He was just appointed to keep the church records, so he's writing this all down firsthand.
Firsthand documentation, that's gold. Now, was he working from even earlier stuff, you think?
Almost certainly. There were probably earlier manuscripts, but, you know.
Those are lost to time.
Lost to time. And what's exciting is there are unique revelations in this book.
Yeah.
Ones you won't find anywhere else.
Whoa, unique.
Plus, some early versions, as we said, of some that ended up in the Doctrine and Covenants later.
Okay, so we're really seeing the raw ingredients here.
Raw ingredients, absolutely.
I like that. And John Whitmer hunched over these pages. What did he write? Like, what kind of content?
So the first 127 pages are a goldmine. We're talking 76 revelations and 4 other items, mostly chronological.
76? Okay, but you mentioned missing pages. That's where it gets mysterious, right?
It does. Pages 3 through 10, 15 through 22, 25, and 26, poof, gone. Nobody knows where they are.
Okay, so we've got missing pages, potentially explosive revelations, and then there's the wicked man.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. So one of the revelations describes this event. Joseph Smith gives some of his writings.
To this guy, this wicked man.
Right. It caused Joseph Smith to lose his ability to translate for a time.
Oh, so there are actual consequences.
Real consequences.
Wow. So did Joseph Smith just retranslate what was lost?
That's what you'd think, right. But no. God told him to translate a different part of the Book of Mormon instead.
No kidding. What part?
The plates of Nephi. And this section, get this, it covered the same events.
Oh, I see. So, like, God was going to show everyone the truth by providing this account.
Exactly.
So this Revelation Book 1, it's not just a collection of stories. It's a testament to the struggles and complexities of the early Latter-day Saints.
It really is.
And this whole idea of protecting the text. Wow. Okay, so we've talked about the book as, like, a historical document, but it was also used practically, right? It was used to create the Book of Commandments.
You're exactly right. In November of 1831, they decided, hey, let's publish these revelations. And that's how the Book of Commandments was born.
Yeah.
Oliver Cowdery, he took the revelations, including Revelation Book 1, to Missouri for printing.
Wow, Missouri. So this was more than just a personal journal. This was being used to, like, share their beliefs with everyone.
Exactly. And that trip to Missouri, that was a big deal. In January 1832, Cowdery and John Whitmer, they traveled to Independence, Missouri. They met with William W. Phelps. He was the printer. And they used Revelation Book 1 as the master copy, marked it up with corrections, changes, verse numbers.
So this handwritten book with all its notes and scribbles, that was the basis for those early publications.
It was.
It's incredible to think about, you know, all those hands touching those pages. And they must felt a real sense of responsibility handling something so sacred.
Absolutely. Their dedication to preserving and sharing those revelations, that played a key role in everything. It's like even a simple handwritten book can be so important.
It really can. Okay, so we've covered a lot. The origins of Revelation Book 1, the structure, those missing pages.
I'm eager to dive into the text itself.
Me too. Let's start with verses 1 and 2 from the Book of Commandments, where this revelation was originally published.
Sounds good.
Okay, here we go. Now, behold, I say unto you, that because you delivered up so many writings, which you had power to translate, into the hands of a wicked man, you have lost them, and you also lost your gift at the same time. Nevertheless, it has been restored unto you again. Therefore, see that you are faithful, and go on unto the finishing of the remainder of the work as you have begun. Do not run faster than you have strength and means provided to translate, but be diligent unto the end, that you may come off conqueror, yea, that you may conquer Satan and those that do uphold his work.
Wow, right from the start, God doesn't shy away from addressing the loss
No, he acknowledges it directly.
and the gravity of the situation. But then there's this shift, this reassurance.
He tells Joseph that his gift to translate has been restored.
It's like God is saying, yes, this happened, but let's focus on moving forward.
That's a great observation. There's this emphasis on continuing the work, on not letting this setback define the entire endeavor.
It's a powerful message, even for us today.
Absolutely. We all face setbacks, we make mistakes.
But it's about how we respond, how we pick ourselves up and keep going.
And this revelation shows us that God is there to help us do just that.
There's this underlying message of resilience and hope that I find incredibly inspiring.
Me too. But wait, there's more to uncover.
Oh.
Tell me more. Let's continue reading, because the next few lines get even more intriguing. Behold, they have sought to destroy you. Yea, even the man in whom you have trusted, and for this cause I said, that he is a wicked man, for he has sought to take away the things wherewith you have been entrusted, and he has also sought to destroy your gift. And because you have delivered the writings into his hands, behold, they have taken them from you. Therefore you have delivered them up. Yea, that which was sacred unto wickedness. And behold, Satan has put it into their hearts to alter the words which you have caused to be written, or which you have translated, which have gone out of your hands. And behold, I say unto you, that because they have altered the words, they read contrary from that which you translated and caused to be written. And on this wise the devil has sought to lay a cunning plan, that he may destroy this work. For he has put it into their hearts to do this, that by lying they may say they have caught you in the words which you have pretended to translate.
Okay, this is getting interesting. It's not just about the manuscript being lost.
Right, it goes deeper than that.
There's this suggestion that it was altered, intentionally changed by individuals who wanted to discredit Joseph Smith.
It adds a whole other layer of complexity to the situation.
This is starting to feel like a conspiracy thriller.
It definitely highlights the opposition that Joseph Smith faced from the very beginning.
But it also reveals something about God, doesn't it?
What do you mean?
He's aware of these plots, these schemes against his work.
You're right. It shows that God is not oblivious to the challenges his servants face.
And it's reassuring to know that he's not going to let these efforts ultimately succeed.
That's a powerful takeaway. It reinforces the idea that God is in control, even when things seem chaotic.
And he's actively working to protect his work and guide his prophets.
This revelation gives us a glimpse into that divine intervention.
It's fascinating, and we've only just scratched the surface.
I know.
Think about what Joseph Smith was going through.
Oh, absolutely. Opposition, betrayal.
The loss of something he'd poured his heart and soul into.
It's like having the rug pulled out from under you.
But what strikes me is that the revelation doesn't dwell on the negative.
No, it doesn't.
It shifts the focus
To what?
to moving forward, to overcoming obstacles, and to God's power to bring forth his work.
It's like a divine pep talk saying, hey, I know things are tough, but keep going.
Instead of getting stuck on what was lost, the focus is on what can be gained.
That's a great point. It's a lesson we can all apply to our lives.
We get so caught up in our setbacks and our failures.
We do. It's human nature.
But this revelation encourages us to look beyond those setbacks, to see the potential for growth and progress,
It's about turning those challenges into opportunities.
and recognizing that God can work through those challenges for our good.
That's a beautiful way to put it. It's not about avoiding challenges, but facing them with faith and trust.
Trusting that God can turn things around, that he can make something beautiful out of what seems broken.
It's a reminder that we're not alone in our struggles.
Even when we feel like we're drowning in doubt or despair, God is there.
He's reaching out a hand, offering us strength and guidance.
And he's calling us to move forward, to not let those setbacks define us.
He wants us to learn from our experiences, to grow from them, and to keep pressing on toward our goals.
That sense of resilience, of determination, is incredibly inspiring.
It is. It reminds me of the early Latter-day Saints.
Who endured so much persecution and hardship.
They faced incredible opposition.
But they kept going. They kept believing.
Their faith was unwavering, their commitment to the gospel unshakable.
And their legacy speaks to the enduring power of that faith
It does. It's a testament to the strength that comes from trusting in God and following his path.
and to the importance of seeking and recognizing truth, even when it's presented in unexpected ways.
Remember the Lord's instructions to Joseph about the altered manuscript.
Yeah, where he tells Joseph not to retranslate the lost portion, but to focus on the plates of Nephi instead.
It's almost counterintuitive.
You would think he'd want to restore what was lost.
Exactly. But this shows us that God can work in ways we might not anticipate.
He can use challenges, even the actions of those who oppose his work, to ultimately accomplish his purposes.
It's a mind-boggling concept.
Like he's playing a much bigger game, and he's already several moves ahead.
And it requires a lot of trust to believe that things will work out when we can't see the whole picture.
It does. It's about letting go of our need to control everything.
And surrendering to God's wisdom, allowing him to guide our steps.
This revelation is calling us to be open to God's guidance, even when it comes in unexpected forms.
And it highlights the importance of discernment.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially in today's world, where we're bombarded with information from all sides.
How do we know what to trust? How do we sift through the noise and find the truth?
That's the million-dollar question.
It is, and I think this revelation offers some clues.
Like what?
It encourages us to be grounded in the scriptures, to seek personal revelation, and to trust that God will protect his work.
He's not going to let the efforts of those who seek to distort or destroy it ultimately prevail.
That's incredibly reassuring.
Especially in a world where misinformation and deceit seem to be rampant.
It is. It's a reminder that truth will always prevail, that God's light will always shine through the darkness.
And that we can trust in his guidance, even when things seem uncertain.
This revelation has given me a lot to think about, that's for sure.
Me too. It's challenged my assumptions, broadened my understanding, and strengthened my faith.
And we've only just scratched the surface of what Chapter 9 has to offer.
It's amazing, isn't it? How this one chapter, this revelation, can be so packed with meaning.
It really is. It speaks to so many different levels, you know?
Like on one hand, we have this historical event, this crisis with the lost manuscript.
Yeah, a pivotal moment for Joseph Smith and the early church.
But then, on another level, it's this incredibly personal message.
It is. It's about God's interaction with his children, his love and mercy and guidance.
It's like he's reaching out to each of us, saying, I'm here for you no matter what you're going through.
That's a beautiful way to put it. And it's a message that we all need to hear, especially in times of difficulty.
I think that's what struck me the most about this revelation.
The personal nature of it.
Yes. It's not just about grand historical events.
No, it's about the individual.
About how God works in our lives, in the everyday moments.
It's about those quiet whispers of inspiration, those nudges of guidance that we often overlook.
And it's about the comfort and strength that we can find in knowing that we're not alone.
That God is with us, even when we feel lost and afraid.
This revelation has given me a renewed sense of hope.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that even in the midst of chaos and uncertainty, God is in control.
And he has a plan for each of us.
A plan that is filled with purpose and meaning.
And even when we make mistakes, even when we stumble and fall,
He's there to help us pick ourselves up and keep going.
that's the beauty of God's grace, isn't it?
It is. It's a never-ending source of love and forgiveness.
And it's something that we can all tap into, no matter where we are on our journey.
So if you're feeling lost or discouraged, remember this revelation.
Remember that God is with you,
He loves you.
and he has a plan for you.
And don't be afraid to seek his guidance.
Through prayer, through scripture study, through quiet reflection.
He's always there, waiting to hear from you.
Well, this has been an incredible deep dive.
It has. I've learned so much, and I hope our listeners have too.
We've just scratched the surface of what Chapter 9 has to offer.
Oh, there's so much more to uncover.
But for now, we'll leave you with this.
Take some time to ponder this revelation
Let its message sink deep into your heart.
and see how it can apply to your own life and experiences.
We'll be back soon with another deep dive.
Until then, keep seeking, keep learning, and keep growing.